ski area review. And today I'm going to review Mount Snow. Mount Snow is located in Vermont, and it's one of the larger of the southern Vermont ski areas. For a more precise location, it's close to Brattleboro, Vermont, Saratoga Springs, Albany. That's actually it's in a kind of a busy little area there. I personally I enjoy the drive there, especially coming back down 100 and making my way down to Bennington. It's like extraordinarily beautiful, especially when you get this Vermont, what I call Vermont frosted trees. Looks like somebody took frosting and put them on top of the trees there. You get that in Vermont. It's so beautiful. Our mountains in Vermont are not as high as the mountains out west, and I'll get to the west soon enough. But the trees are just so spectacular in Vermont. Makes skiing fun. And again, I love it when you have the frosted trees. It's just so beautiful. All right, let's talk about let's go to the oh parking. So that's an issue. So Mount Snow belongs to Vail Resorts. And some of the Vail resorts are charging for parking, and Mount Snow is one of them. Mount Snow and Stowe, I don't think Okemo has started charging for parking. The truth is that there are lots where you can park for free. There are a lot, like the D lot is free. If you arrive early enough, you never have to worry about paying for parking. If you're worried about parking and being really close because you have kids, then you pay for the parking. I was looking for the price of parking, like what's the rate today for parking, and I wasn't able to find something directly online. I'd have to download this app, but I don't need it because I don't have Epic this year. I had Epic last year, and I have no need to do that. But for the sake of making a good review video, my investigation revealed that it's somewhere around $30 for parking. But again, you'd have to be going to some of these other lots that are, well, it actually tells you where they are. Most of the lots are free during weekdays. If you ski in a weekday, you don't have to worry about them at all. They only become paid parking on holidays and weekends. So like lot A, for instance, in Upper Corinthia, parking is located slopeside. So it seems to these are these are premium, daily premium. So it's paid parking is offered daily in premium lots during the winter season. For all paid parking, download the Passport parking app. Uh, so this looks like this is a premium where you probably have to pay every day. Let's see. Located directly behind the main base lodge, Lot A provides the closest parking. Okay, so this one you have to pay for all the time. And then you can take this mover bus. It has they're colored like a black and white cow. But all the other parking lots, premium parking weekends and holidays, like for instance, these ones on weekdays, Lot C, Lot B, Lower Corinthia, you don't have to pay during the weekdays. And then you have Lot E, Lot D, and these main base area tiered lots that are free all the time. So when we look at the map, we saw the Lot D. Here's Lot E, free. Lot D, free. These other ones, they vary, right? So if you're, depends on how much money you have and how much money you're willing to spend and what your circumstances are. I've paid for parking in many places. I paid 30 plus dollars more maybe for parking. Depends on what my situation is, who's with me. You make those choices. So I wouldn't go crazy over that. If you want to avoid paying for parking, get there early and get to these free lots. That's the lesson in life is get there early. And I keep on saying that in all my videos. If you want to stay at Mount Snow, well, there's certainly tons of locations to stay. I'm an Expedia fan. I go on Expedia. I get a nice place to stay somewhere nearby and drive. I have no problem with driving. I love driving. Now, other people, they want to just wake up, drink their coffee or tea, and get into their skis and go to the slopes. If you want to do that, I think the best option is I mean, unless you want to book a house or some kind of lodging that's directly on a mountain, and obviously that's a good option for some. I like this lodge, the Grand Summit Lodge or Grand Summit Resort. I've stayed there before. The last time I stayed was actually during the COVID period, and they were so good. They were so clean, and everything was perfect. And I had a room with my son, and we went directly out from the back. We just get right on the snow. Skis were waiting for us into some. They had this like ski check, They were wiping down our skis to make sure there was no COVID particles on them. It was fun, and yeah, I was able to just jump on the snow, and that was so awesome. It's a really nice place. I got a good suite, kitchen, and everything, so I could cook. I love to cook when I'm out at one of these areas. Here's another view. Beautiful resort. Feels very luxurious if you're into luxury. And they have this great pool that there's like an access from indoors, like a little tunnel that you can go from the indoor to the outdoor heated pool. That's a fun place to be. I've stayed at other locations here before. There was a little hotel or a little kind of like a chalet or I don't even know what you call it. It was like almost like a youth hostel, but it wasn't. It was nearby, but apparently it's not. Well, last year I skied there and it wasn't operational anymore. But this place is worth staying at. Again, usually I won't stay there unless I have a reason to stay there, or if I get a really good deal. I prefer to be very close, and if I get a good deal, if you're an Epic pass holder, Epic gives you very good lodging deals, so you could probably get a good deal. If you're going on a holiday, it's going to be harder. It's going to be more expensive. Try to avoid the holidays, but many people can't, and that's just the way it is. So anyway, that's a really good place to stay. Let's go to the mountain itself. I love this mountain. It's actually in comparison, say to Stratton, which I guess Stratton will probably be the next one I'll cover because I'm going closer to further from where I live. So we have, let's see some stats here, 3,600 feet. So that's the altitude. And you know what? I'm going to pause for a second so I can get you the vertical drop. 1,700 feet. That's what I got. 1,700 feet. That's a pretty large vertical drop. So it's getting close to doubling what we have in Pennsylvania. So get some long skiing. And a lot of these runs are tiring on the legs. If you're not used to skiing these longer runs, it gets tiring. It really, really gets tiring on the legs. So you need to be in good shape, especially early in the season. Probably good to start somewhere easier. So you have a gondola. Here's, I think this is the Grand Summit. There's a gondola that'll take you up top. And I tend to, well, it's not, no, actually, it's not a gondola. I'm sorry. It's not a gondola. It's a bubble chairlift. I apologize for that. It's not a gondola. It's a bubble chairlift. The signature blue bubble chairlift. I like those. They have heated seats and they're great when it's windy. So you can, put the top down. The last time I was there, it was really windy. I did take the bubble lift up once, but then I ended up staying over here on the left side. Let me see if I can make this a little larger. So it's 62%. Hmm. I ended up staying here near the Sundance Express and just took that up and down because the terrain here is awesome. It's really awesome starting up from the top here. These runs are great. One of them last time, I think this is called, if I can read this okay, it's not very clear. I think it's Hop. Like that's what it looks like. It was left ungroomed. It had snowed the night before. It was just beautiful. And then you going down towards the base here, there's a little lodge here. It was just cruise city. You could just cruise fast. It was great. It was great. I also, when it's open, I like this North Face area, Olympic is fun. There's also a chute that goes right underneath the lift that's a little tight but fun too. All of these little blacks are nice runs. They're not very long, but relatively speaking, again, this is 1,700 foot vertical drop. This is the size of many, like this little area here is about the size of many mountains you'll find further down south. So you got plenty of good good terrain here. I didn't find anything relatively steep, but it was good runs or more narrow. Sometimes the black diamonds, it's not about steepness, it's about how narrow there are. Are there any obstacles or anything that's a little bit different? Often I find blues to be steeper than if you're worried about steepness. Blues, the cruisers can be steeper than blacks. I didn't really think of anything as being really steep here. This canyon run, which is open now, so today is November 23rd, and Mount Snow is already open thanks to some good weather up north, and Canyon is open. Last time I was there, it wasn't open. The lift was shut down. I think it wasn't due to wind, it was maybe mechanical or something. So I didn't end up skiing there. I was like on my way home. I had limited amount of time, so I just spent my time in this area here. The Long John, Long John is your prototypical long Vermont trail. It'll take you all the way down to the base. So it's a good trail. It goes all the way down here, all the way down to the base. I find it overcrowded. One thing I've learned about skiing areas, greens, while they're either just easy, they're meant to be easy, or they're just overcrowded. I mean, not, I should let me rephrase that. They're either easy or they're used as transit points. Like somebody's here Corinthia, they want to get back, they'll get on Long John or they'll use this traverse here. So they'll use these as traverses, and that makes them extremely busy. So if you're just going out and say, hey, I want to have a nice slow run, it's a weekend, I'm going to go down Long John, you're going to be greeted by a lot of people. It's just going to be really busy. You just have to be mindful when trails are busy. Try to stay to the sides because you're less likely to get hurt than if you're right in the middle. That's a little pointer, uh, a little pointer for you guys. Corinthia, okay, my favorite parts of the mountain, Corinthia. Corinthia is awesome. This is a terrain park, basically a giant terrain park. However, it's got some nice runs, like the Gulch. Great run to just usually is devoid of features, right? Or one of the two, either the Gulch or I think it says Inferno. It's again, their map is really hard to read, but these two are generally one of these or both of these are devoid of features, and a lot of times you'll find ski racers training. I think it's on this one, the Inferno. Really hard for me to tell 'cause I haven't been there. I didn't be I last time I went, I didn't go to to Corinthia, but that when we do go, especially with my son, we love being over there. Steeper for like if you're kind of a lower intermediate, it's steeper, but it's a great place to do some cruising. If you like jumps and stuff like that, you've got I think this is Nitro. You got tons of stuff on Nitro. And there's some nice little wooded areas here, some wooded areas. So when I go to do laps at Corinthia, you just get up to the top here, take this Nitro Express, and just do laps around, and it's fun. It's just fun. But you got these like fast, steep pitches, and then flattens out here. You got these areas that have some variation in pitch. When it's open, I think the best place to ski at Snow is Sunbrook. Sunbrook has some amazing views and amazing terrain. See if I can get a good, yeah, there's wonderful map, guys. Let's see. I wonder if they have an interactive trail map. Let's check that out. See if they have an interactive trail map. That might be even better. Let's go to there. Let's go to the resort. Mount Snow, first time. Da, da, da. The mountain. There you go. It's gonna be in here. Trail maps. Let's see if they have an interactive trail map. Do they have an interactive trail map? That would be awesome. Mount Snow, main face. Oh, well, they do have a one for Sunbrook. They don't really don't seem to have an interactive trail. Oh, this is better, much better. Okay, so here we have some amazing terrain. Cloud 9, Thanks Wall. Thanks Wall is just so beautiful. It's wide. You can just cruise to your heart's content here. It's just, to me, these are the prettiest, some of the nicest Vermont runs that you can have. They're just so peaceful, especially if you can get there when it's quieter. In fact, it probably will be quieter because most people tend to stay at Corinthia, which is right here, right? They'll stay at Corinthia, or they'll go to the black areas that I showed you earlier and do laps there. But instead, you go over here. This is my secret, and you'll love it. Get somebody to videotape you. This is a great place to be videotaped when you're skiing. Somebody follows you skiing, got maybe a GoPro or something. Just go down Cloud 9. You will be in Cloud 9. I love this area. Moonbeam. I could just stay there. You can make it. In fact, you could make it like a kind of like a plan. I'm going to go do the. I'll do the main face at first, then jump to the blacks, and then I'll get to Sunbrook, and then I'll finish at say Corinthia, and then you can get back down, go down Long John to get back home. Just a couple other things. Bear Trap. Bear Trap is moguls. It's a steeper mogul area. There's a nice lift here that'll get you back to Long John if you don't want to go up to the top again when you're done. As far as I remember, this lift was pretty slow. Sunbrook Express wasn't a very fast lift. Maybe it's changed. I mean, Vail does tend to update their lifts pretty regularly. The last time I was there, it was not fast. And then, so let's finish off getting back, right? So, you're going to want to, well, here's the north face. This is what we were looking at earlier. Yeah. Getting back home, basically. Do we have a good insert for the base area? Yeah, so you're going to just take Long John, especially if you're at Corinthia or at Sunbrook. You're going to take Long John. Here's Corinthia again. Yeah. I believe it was either Inferno. I still can't remember which of the two it was, either Inferno or the Gulch. Where I think it's Inferno. I'm pretty sure it's Inferno where the ski racers like to train because I remember being near Nitro. But so some of that area might be closed. Usually when ski racers train, and they're usually very good skiers, so they don't need a lot of room. They'll take up the right side of this trail so you can still ski on the left. But yeah, you just want to work your way back down to the base, take Long John. Let's see what prices. Let's look at prices. That's something that's important. Let's see. I had Mount Snow for prices. So what are they charging today? Like right now? Let's see. Do I have it? Okay, let's look at tickets. Tickets and passes. So w with Epic, it's better to get an Epic Day Pass if you can, but depends when they go off sale because the Epic Day Pass is less expensive. So if you can get an Epic Day Pass, it's going to cost you like let's see, oh, one day. Let's see how many days. Well, really hard to navigate this. Oh, number of days. You said want to do one day. Yeah, so that's $106 for an adult. Yeah, that's still a lot, but if you were to look at their price for today, just look at their daily access winter lift tickets. Buy now. Well, here it is. $136 for an adult and $5, I mean, $103 for a youth. So you're basically getting the youth price. And why is that important? Well, let's go to lift and train status. Now here's the bubble lifts I was talking about, the blue signature blue bubble lifts. 5 trails open out of 86. Let me ask you that. Do you want to pay $136 for 5 trails? Some people, a skier would say, yes, of course. But if you can, you want to save money. Like in Corinthia, let's see what's open in Corinthia. So it's five. So one is Grommet, wherever that is. I think we had, where's Grommet? You can see it. Oh, this is a little learning area right here. So that's one of the trails that's open. I mean, actually, I think you can practice mini train park there. Okay, so let's keep on going. Grommet is open. Main face, launch pad, canyon. So you got some good stuff here. So I mean, listen, if you love skiing and boarding, this is good stuff. High traverse, all these areas in the main face. Well, I have to go to the main map. There, you're gonna have some. And this is an ugly map. A canyon is open. So I mean, that's a good trail. So you can have some fun there. It could be worth. It depends on what how much you value skiing. I value it a lot. So, but I'm gonna go with a season pass. I'm not gonna pay some ridiculous daily rate. Let's see what else is open today. So we got that's four. That might be it, right? That was one, two, three, four. So there's got to be something else to make five. I probably missed something, but we have all five trails accounted for. One, two, three, four Launchpad, and then five, one in Corinthia. Okay, so the question is, do you want to pay $136 for that? Now, my guess is if you go to the more information about the mountain, like again, in lift and train status, if we go back here, we'll probably find information about what's going to happen in the future. Probably, there's no guarantee that they'll have that, but somewhere they'll give you a report, and you can go to one of the local your ski news source and find out what's going to be open soon. And that's the best I can say, but it's up to you if you want to spend that money. If I were you, I'd get these day passes for Epic. And then you can maybe like 4 day pass that you can enjoy. You can do a little bit of Mount Snow, a little bit of Okemo, maybe even Mount Sunapee in New Hampshire, and then have some real fun. All right, so that's my review of Epic. I'm sorry if it was a little longer, a little slower today. I kind of like just being in the here and now when I'm doing these reviews rather than being overly planned. But thank you guys and enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe, please. Subscribe. That's how I can continue to make these videos.